Hey guys, what is up and welcome to a new League of Legends video. Today we'll be talking about something that honestly I didn't expect to be making a video about, and that's going to be about some Yasuo nerfs that have been confirmed to be coming to him in the next couple of patches. Now the exact detail of the nerf hasn't been actually announced in terms of the actual numbers that they're changing, but they have gave us a very good idea as to what the problem is and what part of Yasuo is about to be nerfed. So throughout this video I'll be going over what the official statements have so far been said. We'll go over if it's an actual problem or what it could really mean for Yasuo and what the actual nerfs can potentially be. So make sure to let me know down below in the comments, what do you think of these changes or these nerfs coming to Yasuo? And if you end up enjoying this video for whatever reason, let me know by hitting that like button. Alright, so let's first obviously start things off by showing you what the actual official statement has been so far said about Yasuo. So in response to a thread that's asking the question of why Yasuo isn't getting nerfed because he feels too strong, Meddler replies with the following. He is looking a bit out of line, will likely trim a bit of power sometime in the next couple of patches, not sure what yet. One of the first things we'll look at though, however, is the tank builds and if they're just simply too strong. So after reading this, I started to wonder, is it really that bad? Is he really that OP right now at this very moment with these tank builds? So I went up, looked up some stats, and apparently it's actually not that bad. For top lane Yasuo, he is sitting at a 52% win rate while also sitting at a pretty much 11% play rate, which for Yasuo of all champions is actually really good. Especially when you compare him to his mid lane counterpart. But again, the main issue with Yasuo at the moment is top lane Yasuo, so it kind of begs the question, what exactly is the build? Since in the first post I showed you, Meddler did talk specifically about tank Yasuo builds. And here is the culprit. This is the highest win percent core build for top lane Yasuo at the very moment. Trinity Force, Frozen Mallet, Sterix Gauge, and then other tanky items like Guardian's Angel and Sunfire. And if you really want, you can also replace Trinity Force with Phantom Dancer instead, but the idea is very similar. You're pretty much playing this very tanky build that does a lot of consistent damage. You use Fervor of Battle, which also adds a lot of extra AD, which makes this work even better. You're very hard to kill, you're still dealing a very respectable amount of damage. And it all just comes hand in hand, brings up the initial issue of just how OP or ridiculous Tank Echo was, Tank Fizz was. This is pretty much the same concept, just now for Yasuo. If you really look at it, the one with the Trinity Force has what? 0% crit in the total build. That is just not how Yasuo's kit should be for the most part played. It's kind of just going over and abusing the fact that the tank items just offer too many different stats. It works together very well, a little too well clearly, since we've had many different issues of this in the past. And this is the issue, and this is what Riot is going to be nerfing about Yasuo. Because even in this post, Meddler does say that yeah, Frozen Mallet's a very moderately common pickup on top Yasuo's, and even though it might or might not be the issue, it might not be the most important thing to address overall. So now that we have that out of the way and we know what about or what specifically about Yasuo is going to be nerfed or what really is the issue at the moment clearly based on statistics, and comparing it with previous issues before, again, Echo, Fizz, and even maybe Akali, what are some ways that Yasuo can actually be nerfed? What is something that Riot can potentially do to this champion in a couple of patches? Let's go through that next. So one way they can do it is by maybe nerfing his Q ability in the sense that it doesn't have as high base damage, but it has better scalability, so you're much more rewarded for actually going offensive items, the one you should be going initially, instead of going these pseudo tanky kind of builds and just doesn't really matter. You have a lot of base damage, you can still do what you want to do. It's a pretty good way to tell people, yeah, you should be building these AD items if you really want to dish out your full potential in this kit. But another suggestion that was also made by Archidata on the forums is as follows. So first, he also says that a supposedly high skill cap champion, he does look a little bit too powerful. He attributes a lot of the success to tank Yasuo being very strong to Fervor of Battle, giving the tank build just overall more damage than it should have. But Riot cannot nerf Fervor of Battle because it'll affect too many of other champions. So his suggestion is just to lower the base damage on his Q ability, but also lowering the critical strike damage penalty. Again, giving the same idea like I said earlier, just in a different way, but overall the idea is just to make getting AD and critical strike chance or even critical strike damage just more rewarding of a stat and something you should prioritize, rather than going this 0% crit chance pseudo tank sort of build that really shouldn't be as successful as it currently is. But that is about it for this video, guys. There you have it. Definitely expect some Yasuo nerfs coming in the next couple of patches, trying to shut down this sort of tanky-ish build that just happens to be very successful for this champion over in the top lane. You even have very popular Yasuo mains like Arcadata also saying that yeah, it's a little bit too strong and it's just not how Yasuo should be played. So let me know down in the comments below, what do you think about this? What do you think the nerf should be for Yasuo? Do you think this tank Yasuo top lane build is too much or too little? What do you think? Let me know down below, but if you did enjoy this video, hit that like button. Make sure to share this with your friends to let everyone else know what's happening to our favorite samurai. Subscribe if you haven't, check out my other videos as well, and I hope to see you for the next one. Peace. Machine in motion.